I'm Ted Norby, Director of Instruction for the National University Golf Academy. As we've been talking a little bit lately about training and becoming a better golfer and scoring better, one of the big things we've got to do is our scoring clubs, our wedges, inside of 100 yards, our part shots. And we've got to know our yardages. And the big thing on this, too many people don't know their yardages for the different wedges, for different yardages. So we have to train and we've got to work at learning those yardages. At the National University Golf Academy, our students have access to ball flight monitors, club data monitors, and so we can dial in exactly what the ball is doing, exactly what the club head is doing. If we do that with our wedges, we can dial in what I call this wedge matrix that gives us a lot of different yardages to hit, so that when we get out on the golf course, we'll be able to pull the right wedge, hit it the right distance, but it is going to take some time. There are two ways to do that. It's with the data. The other is, and it takes a little bit more time, get out onto the driving range, know a yardage to a flag, and start hitting shots to a flag. 30, 40, 50, 75, 90 yards. But what you want to do is work on some different sizes of swings, different grip lengths, and you'll dial in a few yardages. What I'm going to do is we're going to hit a few shots here, and I'm going to have a different grip a few times, different size swings, and we're going to start dialing in how far my wedge hits the ball. That way I'll kind of know different yardages once I get out onto the golf course. So now that we've hit a series of shots, let's go look at the data and see how far our wedges are really going. After hitting a series of shots, and what I did was I hit a number of shots of different length swing and a different grip. The way I break it down is I have two grip lengths, a full grip and then a choke down grip. And then I've broken my backswing into various sizes. For me, I feel a backswing to about belt height, armpit height, then neck height. That's the way I've broken it down. Everybody else is going to do this a little bit differently. Maybe think of numbers on a clock, or quarter swing, half swing, three-quarter swing, whatever. But what we're looking for is a series of sizes and grip sizes that will give us incremental distances that we can then take out onto the golf course. So as I've hit these shots, I've kind of named each one of them. And here you can see full belt, full armpit. So to me, that denotes that I've taken a full grip and I've swung back to armpit height. I've taken a full grip and swung back to belt height. As we do that, you'll see that the yardages are a little bit different. So as we take a look at the data of this series of shots that I've hit, this second one I warmed up a little bit, but then this next one I was basically on a full grip swinging to about armpit height. And really the only thing I'm looking at here is just carry distance. There's a lot of information that we can go. Club head speed, launch angles, that'll all affect distances. But right now I'm just kind of trying to dial in with my normal swing, how far the ball is going to go. And on this carry yardage right here, for my 60-degree wedge, and this was kind of a full grip into my armpit size swing, my average distance was about 75. I hit one about 80, hit a couple about 74. So this is kind of my 75 to 80 yard shot. And I've marked that down, and I'll show you kind of the grid that I've done in the future. This second series that I hit was I choked down on the club and took that same swing to about my armpit height. Again, you see the numbers, 71, missed one, 56, 73, 63, 60. But again, I'm around 65 to 70 yards. I haven't been practicing my wedges a whole lot, so I'm not super consistent with that. But for most things we're looking for is just a base number, something to work off of. And in the wedges, if I can get within 5 yards, now I've got a 15-foot putt. It's not bad if I'm 5 yards short or long. The problem is when we don't have any baseline or some kind of clue as to how far my wedges are going to go, that's when we come up way short in the bunker or go over the green into a back bunker. What I'll show you now in a bit here is how I've broken this down with all three of my wedges, my 60-degree wedge, my 56-degree wedge, and my 52-degree wedge. So I take all this data that I've created after all these shots that I've hit, and I create this little wedge matrix that gives me an idea of how far my clubs go. You can see here's my 60-degree wedge, my 56-degree wedge, my 52-degree wedge. For my 60, grip size, so I've choked down on that one, that's a full swing, choke full, and then how big of a backswing I got. 60-degree wedge, full grip, full backswing, feels if I'm hitting it really well, I can hit it about 90 yards. Full swing back about neck high, 80, 85 yards. My full grip back to about my armpit, gonna go about 75, 80 yards. What I'm really looking for is a bunch of 5-yard increments that I can take out onto the golf course. This is clearly a working document. You can see I've scratched it out a little bit. And as I'm playing golf, I'll make adjustments. As I'm practicing, I try to dial in these yardages so that I create these feels. Now, I've done this for myself, belt high backswing, armpit high backswing, and then a neck high backswing with all three of my wedges with different grip sizes with my 60 and my 56-degree wedge. So you can see I've done the exact same thing with my 56-degree wedge. Here's my full grip with my armpit height backswing. That's going to be at about 90 yards. My full swing or full grip armpit high swing, 75, 80 yards. So the different club is going about 10 to 15 yards difference right there. But then I've built in the difference where I've got the choke armpit, 85 yards. If I'm at 80 yards, now I go down to my full swing at my neck high backswing or my full swing to my armpit high backswing. Everybody's gonna have different ideas on this, whether it's 3/4 backswing, half backswing, or arms of a clock. For me, this is just the way I feel it. But what you're looking for is creating data so that when you get on the golf course, you know how far your clubs are going within a few yards. If you can get within 5 yards every time, you've got a 15-foot putt to make birdie. So if we spend the time to collect this data of how far the ball is going to go on various size swings and various ways that I choke up or have a full grip on the club, I've created this matrix of different yardages that my clubs and my wedges are going to go. If I do that, when I get out onto the golf course, I have at least an idea of how far the ball goes. With these wedges, like I said, my idea was to get somewhere between 5-yard increments, and if I'm within 5 to 6 yards of each of my landing spots, I've got a 15-foot putt to try to make a par, to get it up and down to make a par, or make a birdie on a par 5. So spend some time on the range, getting your yardages, and then you got to double check that a little bit when you get out onto the golf course. But understand how far your wedges go. Now you're not guessing on the golf course, and you'll score a lot better.